Wow, I am overwhelmed by the amount of requests that I've gotten to talk about Stargirl in the past few months. So much so that I'm a little embarrassed that I waited this long to do it, but okay, if you want me to talk about Stargirl, here we go. So Stargirl is a 2017 short film about a sheep herder who finds an alien that... What? Oh, not that Stargirl? Oh, sorry, wrong Stargirl. Of course, what you guys really want me to talk about is the amazing coming-of-age story that's available on Disney Plus right now, based on the amazing book by... Oh, not that Stargirl? There's a third Stargirl. Oh, DC Stargirl. Oh my god. So the point of that sketch is DC Comics needs to trademark their shit. Anyway, all right, let's talk about Courtney Whitmore, the DC Comics Stargirl, the superhero who was a part of one of the new generations, the current generation of superheroes in the world of comics. She is a pioneer. She's one of the first new teenage superheroes to be introduced, way before Spider-Gwen and Kamala Khan, a.k.a. Miss Marvel. We had the Star-Spangled Kid, a.k.a. Stargirl. So it's crazy that a lot of people keep asking me, Erod, who is this character? Is this a Stargirl in DC Comics? What the hell? I don't know who this is. Can you tell me more about it? Here's the thing. Stargirl has been featured in almost every DC Comics TV show adaptation for the last 20 years. She was in Justice League Unlimited. She was in Smallville. She was in Batman the Brave and the Bold. She was in Justice League Action. And then on top of all that, she was in Legends of Tomorrow, which I think we can all agree is both a modern show and a very popular show that a lot of people have seen. So I think it's crazy that she's been in so much and somehow, some way, gone unnoticed by the general public. But I guess that's one of the character's main appeals. So just for the sake of clarity, for the sake of those of you who don't know, let me give you a little background on this character and where she came from and what she's about. So in the late 90s, early 2000s, DC Comics started this initiative to reboot the Justice Society of America comic. And they were going to use the exact same formula that they used for the current Star Wars movies, where they would bring back all the classic characters, but they would have them work side by side with new, revamped, rebooted versions of old characters. And the two characters that have stood the test of time and survived that phase of the DC Comics universe were Michael Holt, better known as Mr. Terrific, who was portrayed in a very nerdy, very annoying way on Arrow, and of course Stargirl, Courtney Whitmore. What was unique and cool and interesting about this new version of Starman, unlike other comics, her comic book, Stars and Stripe, wouldn't just see a female be a hero and a male be her sidekick, but she was a teenage girl being the hero and an adult being the sidekick, the reverse. So from the get-go, right out of the gate, the comic book had a very, very different vibe than any other comics that were out there at the time. Like, for example, traditionally comic book characters take on the mantle of a superhero for honorable and heroic reasons. In the case of Courtney Whitmore, she literally stole Star-Spangled Kid's costume and gravity belt to piss off her stepdad, because she didn't like her new stepdad and wanted to upset him by stealing the costume and equipment of the former hero that Pat Dugan used to be the sidekick to. So that right out of the gate was different, it was fresh, it was interesting, that she didn't have a higher calling. All she wanted to do was piss off her stepdad, but when the opportunity to be a hero was presented to her, she took it. But more interestingly, unlike the show where she, goes into becoming Stargirl right away, she wasn't supposed to be, she didn't initially become the new Starman. She was originally the new Star-Spangled Kid, which is another Justice Society character. It was later in the comics that Starman passed his cosmic staff to her, and she took on his power, and she changed her name to Stargirl. Interestingly enough, she didn't change her costume at all, which is the most 90s superhero costume of all time. A crop top showing her belly with long sleeves and bicycle pants, and like clunky boots. That's her costume. And a mask, but that's her costume. And I think it's hilarious that that costume has endured and not changed by much. She basically wears the exact same thing in every incarnation, including this one. So that's pretty interesting. And of course, Pat Dugan being her sidekick, he becomes Stripe, which is a giant mech that travels along with Courtney on her adventures and helps her along. Anyway, so in this video, I'm specifically going to talk about my first impressions of the show based solely on the pilot episode. Please don't forget that my opinions and feelings on the show might change by the end of the season, okay? I cannot make that clear enough, all right? So, again, based on the pilot episode alone, these are my opinions. Here we go. Also, if you haven't seen the pilot of Stargirl, please stop the video here. There will most definitely be spoilers ahead. It's available right now on demand if you have cable. If you don't have cable, it's available for free on the CW app. However, if you want to see the full-length, uncut version of the episode without commercials, it's available on DC Universe streaming. That's right. The episodes were originally designed to be exclusive to the DC Universe streaming service, and they were actually made to be longer. But then suddenly the CW decided they wanted a piece of Stargirl, and to be able to fit into their 44-minute format where they can put in commercials into that 1-hour block of TV, they have to edit down the episodes. So yeah, if you're watching it on just regular television or the CW app, you're not seeing the full-length episode like the creators originally intended. Now, personally, I saw both. I saw the DC Universe version, I saw the CW version, and the stuff they cut out of the pilot, it really wasn't that crucial. Just an interaction of Courtney with one of the bullies in school, this douchebag girl with like skunk hair, just quick interaction with her, and Brainwave, the villain, telekinetically moving a key from one side of the room to another and unlocking a secret room. And those are the only two things that I noticed. If they cut more, I didn't notice at all. So there you go. Again, based only on the pilot, I haven't seen any of the other episodes yet. All right? Anywho, so interesting fact about this show and its comic book counterpart, the comic was created by Jeff Johns, the man responsible for making the Flash comic books cool again, and who was instrumental on the creation and the quality of the Flash TV series. If you love the first 3 seasons of The Flash, it's because Jeff Johns was heavily involved in them. Even after he left the show, what he had written, the arcs that he had written, continued on. But he left to apparently work on the DCEU movies, and a lot of people felt they improved after he became involved with them. A lot of people feel that the quality of Wonder Woman, Shazam, and Aquaman was heavily influenced by his involvement. I don't know how true that is, but I know that he really was influential with the Flash TV show, because he's even on the commentary of the episodes. And every time other people get interviewed about the show, they always go back to talk about Jeff Johns, the ideas that he contributed to the show, and how he helped shape the character of Barry Allen in the TV show. So not only did he create the character of Courtney Whitmore, not only did he create the original comic book, but he is the showrunner of Stargirl, the series. And for those of you who think, oh man, that's crazy, they got a freaking comic book writer to be the showrunner of a TV show. Not that crazy. Ben Edlund, the creator of The Tick, has been directly involved with every single adaptation of The Tick, from the cartoon to the live-action show on Fox, and then on top of that, he was the showrunner of the live-action Tick on Amazon Prime. So there you go. Not that crazy. Anywho, the big confusing thing that I keep getting a lot of questions about is why this show is both on the CW and DC Universe streaming. Originally, it was only supposed to be on DC Universe. It was supposed to be one of their exclusive original shows. A lot of people are under the impression that it's because the DC Universe streaming service is not doing very well, and this is their way of salvaging the one and only original show that they've produced thus far that is not R-rated and can air on television by